Today I'm going to be giving you 10 awesome things you can start doing in your free time so you can stop being a lazy piece of shit. Yo, what's going on, fam? I'm FamiLei, and on this channel we choose to simplify our lives so that we can improve ourselves and our lifestyle. So if that floats your boat, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and notification bell. So these 10 productive things you can do in your free time all revolve around self-help or self-improvement, both intellectually and physically. Although it's always important to have some downtime where you can relax and de-stress, for those ambitious people out there, I know the feeling of just feeling lazy and wanting to feel more productive in your free time. So let's get started. So the first productive thing you can do in your free time is to read a book. I mostly tend to read only nonfiction to acquire knowledge and learn new things. But even if you're into fiction books, you will always improve your reading level and your comprehension. To better improve your life and perception, I recommend you read self-help books. So these include personal finance books, mindset books, as well as social well-being books. Now, if you're kind of like me and you're not really too fond of reading, you can definitely look into audiobooks. Now, these are perfect for your morning and afternoon commutes to and from work if you work. For me personally, it's like a 20-minute drive, so I get in the car, pop in an audiobook that I've downloaded to my phone, and then just listen, learn while I drive. So the second productive thing you can start doing in your free time is sort of like the first one, but it's a different form of learning. So this is watching educational videos. If you're looking for something different from just reading or audio, visually learning is a great way to obtain and retain information. Nowadays, there are just so many online lectures that you can dive into. So a couple of these websites are Coursera or Skillshare, but I personally watch a lot of YouTube videos because there are so many awesome and intelligent content creators out there where I really learn every single day from YouTube. Any skill that you want to pick up on YouTube, I almost guarantee it. The third productive thing you start doing with your free time is very much like the first one, it's podcasts. So I know nowadays asking someone to start a podcast with you is kind of like asking someone to start a band with you 20 years ago. It's a new form of media that's starting to rapidly come back. To me, I listen to most of my podcasts while I'm walking to classes or work, as well as driving. If you live in a big metropolitan area like me, you're probably commuting to work at least 30 minutes one way. So with this 30 minutes provides a lot of time to learn something new. And podcasts are a great way to do that. For me personally, I listen to a lot of entrepreneurial podcasts. So just reading off of my subscribe, I would recommend Building a Story Brand with Donald Miller, That Creative Life with Sarah Dietschy, Rhymes with Peachy, The Sunny Show with Sunny Lenarduzzi, and The Smart Passive Income Online with Pat Flynn. Now, these are just a couple. There are so many different podcasts out there. If you have an Android like me, you're probably going to be using the podcast player app. And if you have an iPhone, sorry, I can't help you. I've never owned an iPhone before, or any Apple products. But a couple other podcasts that are super popular is the Joe Rogan Experience and the Tony Robbins podcast. And I know these are great motivation and basically tackle a variety of topics. And the fourth productive thing you can start doing is learning a new language. Now, learning a new language as an adult is challenging. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty difficult. But if you try and attempt and make progress every single day, then eventually you will become pretty good. With learning a new language comes thinking in a different perspective. Because while you learn the language, you also learn about the culture. For instance, if you're learning Spanish, there's this thing in Spain called siesta, where in the afternoon, every single employee takes a break and just relaxes. This is an incredibly different way of life than American culture where you work 9 to 5 or a lot of times more into the night. And this different outlook on life that you learn through foreign languages will help you connect with people throughout the world. And honestly, I really wish America had siesta because I freaking love afternoon naps. So choosing a foreign language that you want to pick up is really based on you, your interests, what culture you want to learn, where you want to travel to. It's really whatever rocks your socks. Rocks your socks? What? If you live in the US like me, by 2050, the United States could have more Spanish speakers than any other country. Yo estoy aprendiendo español con Memrise y Duolingo. Estoy aprendiendo español porque voy a España en mayo. Yo, sorry for my heavy American accent. Like I mentioned in Spanish, 2 resources that I would recommend for learning a new foreign language is Duolingo, which is great for getting your feet wet, as well as Memrise, which is great for common phrases and words that people use. Along with these resources, you can always put in a foreign language podcast or listen to people just talk, because being immersed in that foreign language is one of the best ways to pick it up. Now, for those who are super ambitious and want to learn multiple languages at once, if this is your very first time attempting to learn a language, I would recommend you stick to only one. If you try and learn 2, you definitely can pick up both of them, but you're going to be learning them at a much slower rate. And if you're trying to pick up 2, you could even be swapping words out for one language and the other. I learned Japanese when I was in high school, and now I'm trying to pick up Spanish. But sometimes when I'm trying to think of a Spanish word, I actually think of the Japanese word that means the same thing, which is just super confusing, and I confuse a lot of people. So my advice to you, if you're just starting out, to just stick to and pick up one language. So the next productive thing you can do with your free time is to create a side project. Now, if you're a university student, you might be busy with classes and class homeworks. And I totally get that. But a lot of employers love to see side projects. Not only does this show more competence, that you're not just someone who receives an assignment and does that, basically reactionary, you also have a passion and a drive in that field. So if you're a computer science student, you can make a simple app, or you can make a simple website. There's so many different side projects that you can be doing that relates to your field, where you're actually motivated and passionate about. Now, if you're in the real world like me, you probably have more free time than you think. You work that 9 to 5, come home, don't have to think about work, and have a rest of the night to do whatever you want. So why not start a side business? You can do freelance work as a photographer or a website designer. You could do some tutoring, you could mentor some students. There are literally so many different things that you could be doing. For me, my side project, my baby, is YouTube. And I make videos every single week because this is something that I just love doing. Living that creative life. And this is good to just be a side project for fun. You don't necessarily have to be in it for the money. The 6th productive thing you can start doing is to pick up a social hobby. In college, you probably have so many different options, hundreds of clubs that you can join, find a community, and just make friends and enjoy your time there. In the real world, it's a bit more difficult. You have people in various stages of life that are into different things. And finding a community that you mesh with is a lot tougher. If you already know what you're interested in, you could do a quick Facebook or Google search and find those communities around where you live. If you want to try something new, then great, here are a couple hobbies that you could look into. There's salsa dancing, ballroom dancing, swing dancing, rock climbing, CrossFit, various fitness clubs that you could join, gyms that you could join, art communities like painting, photography, videography, cooking, learn a life skill, and so many other hobbies that you could try. The next productive thing is to work out. A lot of the productive things before this revolved around improving your intellectual mind and perspective. But working out and keeping your body in great physical shape is just as important. If you were 80 years old right now and could get back either the body of when you were in your 20s or your mind when you were in your 20s, which would you rather have? Go ahead and comment down below your answer. Attaining and maintaining great physical health is important for your life. If you're in great physical shape, your confidence will improve. You'll be physically able to do more activities with your friends, and in general, just feel better about yourself. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go join a gym. There are many different ways for you to get in shape at home. You can find at-home programs such as P90X or T25. You can learn how to do yoga and stretch, build your core, and overall body strength. For a long time, I devoted myself to calisthenics, which is all bodyweight training. So you can do push-ups if that gets too hard, build your way up to one-handed push-ups. If you have a pull-up bar at home, do pull-ups, weighted pull-ups, bodyweight leg exercises, shoulder presses. There are so many different exercises that you can do and make harder to increase resistance as you get better. Alright, the 8th productive thing you can start doing is going to sound a little counterintuitive, and that is to sleep. To really improve your sleep, because if you sleep better, the rest of your day is going to be much more productive. Sleeping well has been proven to reduce stress, increase your health, and can help with your physical shape and weight loss. And if you get tired around a certain time, or you're about to go out with friends but you're just really tired, you can take that 20-minute power nap to feel more refreshed. Now, don't believe that people are born as morning or night people. I think that people can choose what they want to be and build those habits. So if you want to be a morning person, go ahead and set your alarm to 5 a.m. and stick to it. The first couple of days, you're gonna feel like shit, but over time, you'll get used to it. Your body will be more inclined to wake up early, and then you can start being that kind of person. Alright, the 9th productive thing you can start doing in your free time is to learn a musical instrument. Now, this is kind of like learning a foreign language. As an adult, it's going to be much more difficult, maybe because your mind is less malleable as when you were as a child. And honestly, you're probably not going to spend as much time trying to learn a musical instrument as when you were a kid. But I swear, if you put time and dedication into it, you will pick it up. Learning a musical instrument, or even learning music in general, will increase your perspective, as learning something new always does. Music is a great form of self-expression, and here are a couple musical instruments that you could pick up. Piano or keyboard, the guitar, violin, the trombone, and even your voice. Now, your voice is like a musical instrument. It is an acquired skill. People may be born and able to pick up a musical instrument more than others, but really singing music is an acquired skill. If you practice at it, you will always improve. And the 10th and final thing you could be doing productively in your free time is to manage your time. What? Yeah, so what I mean by this is to do administrative work, to plan on your events you're going to be hosting or attending, to dedicate certain hours of the day to certain things such as your work, class, your homework assignments, your hobbies when you're hanging out with friends. Because if you don't do this, you may end up in a rut where you just spend an entire weekend watching Netflix. And I'm not to say that this is bad, I definitely do it at times. But if you want to be more productive, you have to start taking action and dedicating certain slots of time for what you want to improve in. Now, if you have a phone, you probably have an electronic calendar that you can put everything into. I personally like keeping a physical one where I can write down what I'm doing, the events I'm attending, and choose whichever works for you. Now, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed those 10 productive things. If you found this useful, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up to save it. Every single week I make videos on how you can simplify your life to improve yourself and your lifestyle. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. That's all for this video. Peace.